You can shoot the ball with a big man. So they're sitting on something great right now, and they have for a long time at Xavier. They got a really experienced team that knows how to win. Perfect example is the end of the first half. I mean, that's just like classic, incredibly smart basketball where you can shot fake a three and get three, when the only thing we want to do is make sure we contest the three. But Karis rarely makes those mistakes. But that's who they are. They got everything there because they got that little bit to them right there, that moxie to them as well. So I congratulate them on the win. They'll vie for a Big East championship, is what I think, and they'll be a team that is going to be very good all year long. We obviously have a lot of work to do, and that was a great example of the work that we have to do. So I see it differently. Maybe I'm not upset. I said, okay, now there it is. Now these are the things that we have to work on as a coaching staff, and what you have to work on individually. So that's what it is right now. I'm disappointed, but I'm not discouraged right now. We're disappointed for a day, and we get back to work on Sunday. And when we play UConn on Wednesday, we're going to see the same type of quickness, the same type of rebounding, everything, and hopefully we'll be better.
Lev, why don't you start us off?
Coach, if I can ask you about how you have fouls to give on Brown,
right.
4 big guys, but what happened that all 4 were in foul trouble that quickly?
Well, it's the technique of guarding in the post where we're putting our hands on people. We work at it like crazy. They run to the top. We run sprints. We do everything. We got to break the habit, and maybe today was a great example of that. But that was big in the first half because they didn't. If you put them in the foul line, they're a good foul shooting team. I mean, I think they shot 40% or something in the first half, but they're at the foul line so much. So we know better. So all right, now you just learn. Right? You're not running the Chrysler in back. You're not running the sprints. You got to hand it to you on your own court. Now, hopefully, we learn those things better.
Brendan?
The physical nature that they played with obviously was overwhelming a little bit at times.
Yeah.
What is kind of the message on that? That's not really something you can change overnight.
No,
right?
no, it's just sort of going to sink in right now that whether it's a physical box out, whether it is a closeouts, how they're just driving right out. It's a new trend especially with things. We're zoning up, they hit you, and they just drive it right at you, and then we're trying to help. But the rebound things, I'm sure, in the 2 and 3 zones, we have not done a lot with, and so the rebound's always going to be issued in zones, but it was awful during that, and so we'll see it and we'll pick it out. And there were some things we couldn't get. I mean, we just couldn't get the ball bounced their way. They had some fortuitous bounces. At the same time, Farr was just like Farr and Reynolds, but more Farr. He just, any rebound he wanted, he got.
Swing over here to Mike.
And blew it as well.
John, after you guys fell behind, you were trying to obviously get a comeback. Do you think that you expended too much energy trying to get the comeback? Because it seemed like every time you drew close, they would
answer too. They would hit a big three, where we'd make a mistake, and a ball would bounce around, and there'd be a tough call. Yeah, I think maybe if we get over the hump, but they were still pushing it at us after baskets. So you may be right, just getting back. But the way that first half ended, those last couple of minutes really dug us in a hole. So I think we hit the three that there was an illegal screen on. They would have tied the game. Who knows if that changes things? But now we're back to 6, and then like immediately 9 through some stuff maybe we couldn't control.
Right down in front with Tony.
John, did you have some sort of fear that maybe a game like this was inevitable, given that you're still trying to work?
Oh no, I see it in practice every day. I know when I watch practice every day, and I see Andrew Dockage and Sean Lonergan sometimes doing what they want to do, and we're preaching it. We're trying to get better at it, and this team right here just showed this is college basketball now. That's what we're talking about. When a loose ball is a loose ball, this is how you have to do it. So this is the best way of teaching. This is the true Montessori experience. You're out there, now you see how the really good teams play, how Trey Burke or Tim Hardaway would play, right? So we'll learn from it. We scored some points. I don't think we got a lot of easy baskets, though. But we got to learn to play harder and smarter, and that's my job. That falls with me.
Right back to Michael.
John, with talking about the loose balls, are you saying that you're not happy with the effort or the
Well, there's two things. Their speed and strength was better than ours. I mean, we were saying that, and between Zach and Spike right now, they're in the middle. This is a great opportunity for them to just see it, and then they got to keep working at it. But a lot of our younger guys still are sort of watching. But sometimes they were just quicker than us in some positions. And they're more experienced than us. They got some 4th and 5th year guys that are pretty good players and have seen a lot of time. And so we weren't as, I don't want to put a blame on anybody. When there's 2 guys going for it and Spike and somebody else or Zach and somebody else, that's not who they are right now. But they're trying, they just can't get there. Give them time, they will.
Back over to Brandon.
I guess the conversation's been had before about nights when Karras gets over 25 points like that and things like that, and then ends in losses. Is there any kind of common thread with tonight and some of those past kind of trends?
No, because he was so active and we play through him so much as well. But I mean, there's other things that we can do. We gotta get stops. That's what we gotta get stops. You know, we can dial up all we want. We gotta get stops. So it's not about the offensive end. It's, you know, if you look at what some of their guys did, it's just, you know, whether giving help when we shouldn't be giving help, or just us competing for a rebound, things like that. I'll watch the tape more, but it's not about the offense, Brendan. It's more about we cannot give up that many points, that type of percentage, that many foul shots.
Right down in front with Al.
Coach, you mentioned toughness and strength. Assess the play of your big man 4 games in so far.
Of our big men. I mean, they're learning every day. They're trying to learn to play hard and smart, right? And you could see that, you know, when Mark now plays 6 minutes with 4 fouls, he's still got to learn to play better defense without fouling, obviously. I really like what I've seen Ricky making good progress. Mo's making good progress, but right now, him and Jalen Reynolds or him and Farr in a rebounding contest is a mismatch. It is a mismatch. Maybe it won't be a mismatch as he learns more in March or in February. That's all we can do, is just trying to get better and better. I know it won't be a mismatch in a few years. So we just got to just keep plodding through it, just like almost like a 3-point shooter that's in and out, in and out. We got to do that with our big men. But they've been okay. They've been okay. I don't care where they are right now. I want to know where we're going to go.
Simon.
With the big man, is that still Donnell's starting spot to lose with Doyle?
I'll make that after I see the film. Mark certainly didn't have a good day today. He was appeared to be a bit overmatched.
We'll take 2 more. We'll go with Sam and then Sam.
You talked about shooters kind of coming in and out. Is that the role that you envision Duncan Robinson playing throughout this?
Yeah, it depends on the team that we're playing. And like I said, we were trying to get offense, right? But there's all kinds of elements that he's sort of still learning about the game itself as he's gotten stronger. So, but he'll get in there and we'll dial up things for him. And you know, he hit that shot on the illegal screen, and that would have been 4 in a row. So he gives us that component. We'll have more people that can do that too. But he's making progress, and he's a guy that will look at this and say, okay, now I get what this level is about. And he'll adapt and get better.
Sam.
Coach, it really looked like in the second half, I know a lot of focus is on the bigs, but it looked like on the perimeter, they had a lot of success getting downhill. How much of that is the new rules and making it tough to hand check it? How much of that was just their...
Well, here's what they've adapted to, and you'll see us do it. Out of any skip pass, out of any rise up where you got a guy in a closeout, people are just driving right at you. They're going to shoot it or drive it right at you. And so we're not fouling. We're trying not to foul, but that's hard for us to do against that quickness. They just went right at us. And Abel and Miles Davis, they look like men to me out there. I mean, their bodies are strong, they're quick, and went right at us. So somebody certainly saw Spike and just boom. So it's hard stuff for us right now, and we got to coach it and do it better.
Coach Beilein, thank you.
All right, thank you.